Well, here we are. I'm going to paint this. I'll show you what I'm doing. I hope you can see it. This is a photo that's been taken down at the Beechworth Bakery, and there's been some trees cut out here, bushes that was there stopping you from having a view through there. And I've taken a couple of snapshots, one a little bit closer on the trunk, a bit of scruffy stuff here, and the river's very high here. There's probably 20 feet of water down there, and in the summertime that'll drop down 10-15 feet there. You wouldn't, and it'll be even different again. But I'm thinking I'll do a painting or a couple of paintings, and but when I go down in the next week or two when it warms up a bit. But anyhow, this is going to be interesting. I'll get to work. I'll just get a nice, funny, hard sort of brush here. I'm going to use a bit of ultramarine blue. Just sort of run in a bit of an area there. Hope you can see that. Yeah, it's a pretty magic little spot here. I call it God's country in here. And what we'll do is we'll put the tree in there, and we'll even take that one out there and that one out there. We'll take that one there, and mind you, we can make this tree do anything we want, and don't have to copy it, you know, right to the map. And I don't want to, because if I do, then it's going to make my temperament very, very uncomfortable trying to copy. So I don't do that. What I'm doing is just getting some ideas for the painting. And that one can go up there. That was that small one there. We can have another thicker one there coming out there. And then just have that thicker one going up there like that. That's alright. And this would be good practice for when I go down there anyhow, but I love this, love doing this. You see these trees here in the background, if you can see them. I don't know whether you can see them in the light. You see them trees in the background. All I'm going to do is do that. And this is not for all the big pros that know what they're doing. I'm just trying to do something to show someone that's learning that it ain't so difficult what I'm saying is you're not getting into a technical drawing here. There's nothing technical. I'm just trying to work out some lines to build up a painting. Or a little composition, and in the background there, this goes back around there, so obviously I need to have a little bit of bank showing there, and some trees down in that area there, but they need to be lower than this one. This one needs to be high, that one needs to be lower. And then we have them that come a little bit closer. Well, that doesn't matter where they are there, those. That's just going to come back around there. It's not a very big river, this. You know, it's not a very big river. And then we're going to have some trees. We're going to have some trees. I don't know whether you can still see it. There's some trees out there. So all we're going to do is we're going to take that up there, and that's a bit closer, so they'll probably go higher there. Maybe that can come up high there, I don't know. And we can maybe take that back even a little bit further there. And then we just have a tree out the top. We've got a dead tree coming out there, so I just put a little line out there just to state the fact that there is a tree coming out the top there. There's a little branch coming out here. Alright, and there's a bit of a stump there and probably some roots down in there, and all this area in here is fairly dark, and I'll show you as I do the painting. So there we go, that's what we've done with the painting. Just to draw out a thing, and I don't know how long that's taken, but the thing is, you don't want to be spending 2 hours trying to draw out a painting because you're worn out before you even get to the painting. And even on this print it's a bit shitty, but I can have a look here and I can see the clouds, or I can see a bit of blue, and I can use a little bit of blue in there. So what I will do is I'll put a little bit of white out. I haven't even put my paint out, but I don't have to. I just work as I'm going along, you know. Bit of white here. I've got a bit of dirty colour there I can still use without wasting paint. So what I'll do is just get me a little flat one to wipe in there, to wipe in a bit of blue. Get a little bit of what do you call it? Liquid on the thing. It just helps to set the stuff off, the paint off. And I'm just going to try and put a bit of blue in there. Oh, I think that goes there more than anything. So we'll do that. Right there. And mind you, this will be, there's the composition. This is the colour composition, okay? So I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to, this is not finished, and I can just remember that. When you're doing this, this is not the finished article. This is just the colour composition. And, you know. And so you can see I'm going over all those lines. But I'll leave a few little lines there. I won't go painting everything over too much, so it gives me a little bit of a story to work with. And anyhow, you can see in here that there's no sky here at all. I've got to sort of work it out for myself here, and that's fine, because you play around with your paint, move your paint around, and I don't know, I'm going to leave a bit of white in there somewhere, just to give us a little bit of, give me a little bit of, I don't know, something. And I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in this mixture, just to take it down to the horizon. Alright, so there's a little bit of yellow in that, just, I think it's lemon yellow, I'll just put in there just a touch. To then I think. Now what I will do is I'll use a little bit of that lemon yellow down in, oh no, I'll use a little bit over there too, just keep that going there, that's alright. And then I might even have a little bit of that in the water, that colour. So I'll keep a bit of the idea of that colour of that water, that sky in there, just a little bit, just to keep me happy. Right. Alright, okay. Alright. Righto, now we've got our trees in the background. I'm going to put a little bit of light in the back, a bit of scrap up a bit of colour there, and I could even use a little bit of tissue. Alright? I'm going to dip that in a little bit of liquid, a little bit of oil, and I'm going to apply a little bit of give us a little bit of green in there. I don't know. What we'll do is no, we're not going to do that. We'll put that in there though. A little bit of violet in there, I don't know. Oh, we don't want that, but maybe down in there we'll play with that colour. We'll play with that colour, I like it. And see, this is the total freedom of what we're allowed to do. We're allowed to do what we like. We're creating a painting, and this painting will still be this picture of the area that I'm painting, and you know, it'll still have that soul feeling. I'm not going to bugger that one up at the moment, but get a little bit of that. Oh, I don't know. Do we need that? Yep. Oh, let's get that in there. And we're going to go a bit darker anyhow. Okay. And our bank, there's a bit of bank there, but it needs to be in that same field of colour. You can hardly see the water on this side, so we'll keep the pattern in there, keep that colour in there. We'll bring this colour down in here. You can see it's almost dirty, the colour at the moment, isn't it? But that's okay too. Nothing wrong with a bit of dirty colour in there. And then we just put a little bit in there, downstroke it. Alright. And that one's there. And then we can put a little bit of darkness in there. We've got to leave it in the frame so I can actually get to the. And what we'll do here is we're going to put a little bit more dark, get a bit of a brush in there. All right. Bit of magenta, bit of ultramarine, and a little bit of raw sienna to get me into a dark colour there. Alright, even the bank here, even the water, it's all intermingling into the same colour. But anyhow, it'll be interesting to see how this comes up. Tell you now, it's going to be a nice painting. I can just get the feeling of the composition. And that's what happens. I mean, you see some of these scenes you see, and they stimulate you a bit, and you can work it out and bring it into a painting. And it's like the same old thing again. Nothing's finished until it's finished. So all I'm doing is playing around a little bit of colour, trying to build up a composition. And this will be the colour composition, and like even the bank there is in partly the same colour as this. I mean, I'm going to put a little bit more magenta there, a little bit more of that raw sienna. I might even put a little bit of lemon yellow in that one. Alright. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, so and most of this will dry fairly quickly. Yeah. And I think that could even go up to there a little bit more. Okay. And then we can bring that bank down there. And that comes through there like that. And this one here can just come around here a little bit. We can have our trees there. Nothing's set in concrete while you're playing around. In fact, this part of the painting is pretty interesting doing. I'll put this in a bit of a liquid original. So you can see in the photo there, I can see a few greens and things like that. I'll just show you. There's a little bit of green, a little bit of white. Just the idea of the tint. Bit of raw sienna. And you can see here where I can sort of bring up some trees in there. Without making them stand out too much, I can sort of build up a bit of a tree thing, you know what I mean? Huh? Alright, so I'm not doing too much. This is going to go darker, don't get me wrong. What I'm doing is I'm just trying to put a little bit of basic colour in there. Alright, I don't have to do anything, I just have to, I can actually start seeing the bank in there. What I'm going to do, make a little bit of magenta, a little bit of ultramarine, alright. And they're sort of pretty mucky at the moment type of colours. Muted is the word, isn't it? Muted sort of colours, you know. Just take a couple of horizontals just to give me a bit of a feeling about what's going on with the painting. So that's where we're getting this painting to at the moment. Put a little couple of I wonder if that's still going, is it? Yeah. Alright. So there's going to be a few little trees in there that are stuck in the water. Alright, because the river's right up on the edge. And Could have a little bit of cadmium yellow, but well, we know that the trees are going to be fairly big trees, so what I'm going to do is get a bit of cad yellow in there. I'll have to get a little bit of warmer. Oh, this is a bit dark, but anyhow, it'll do the job. It'll give that white a bit of a hit. Okay. With a bit of yellow and a bit of that and a bit of that. It'll give it a bit of a hit. Where are you going, Jack? No? Do you want to go outside, buddy? Oh no, this has got to go, these have got to be darker in here, but anyhow, we don't want to be getting too serious, just free. We're just trying to build up, I think, and there's a light branch comes out here. That one that I did have there. Right, and then there's some other ones that come around here. And you know, I'm not being too fast. I'm just trying to build some sort of composition here. I can come back through the sky there, bring light back through there and around here. What we'll do is we'll put a bit of black in there, just see what we can do here too. We've got a lot of stuff going on here. Yeah, so we can use that one where I want to lift that back in there. I want to take that back in there. Because the river's up high, these trees are nearly down in the water. Alright. Yeah, okay, so there we are with that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just put our colours for our tree in there, which we'll make with orange and a bit of, yeah, we'll make it orange, and then we can use a little bit of that, a little bit of that. No. Cool it down a bit. And we got that in there. No. And that one's going to be a high one there. That one's going to... Okay, we're going to bring that one down in there. That one's going to come down. I might get my hands in there. I hope I haven't got my hands in the road. Okay. And that one's going to come out there. Then we've got that one that comes there and goes up there, comes around there. See that? We're not being, that's not the right colour there. That's been a bit rude, that. But No, no, no. We wear that, we wear that, we wear that. So we wear that. No, no, no. What we don't want is stump it there, put a little stump in there. Alright. And what we need to do, seeing I'm starting to see a bit more now, is try and push some bushes in here. There's some bushes there. Okay. So we need a little bit of that and a little bit of green man. A little bit of green in there. Okay. Alright, so that's where we are with this one at this stage. So we put that up there, put it back in there. There's another nice paint behind that I'm working on. But and when we load that, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, hang on, she's a little bit lopsided here. Alright, and can be a bit tricky. When I've changed the, oh, let's not get that in the carpet, eh? Right, there and there and there. Yeah. Okay. Oh. And all that's going to be darker in there anyhow. That's all going to be darker in there. That'll be bush. That'll be dark. Alright. There we go. That's the painting up to that stage, alright? So I'm going to have another go at this after. But until then, we're just going to leave it where it is. Huh?